You know, I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here, I hate it. This is awful. True. That was fun. Still, I would have liked more for my trouble than a pat on the head and vinegar for wine.
It's a heavy, rich red, dry and sharp.
See what I mean? Awful. All I want is a little fun. Is that so much to ask? By the hells. Sex, my dear. A night of passion. Let's wait until things quieten down. Once the others are asleep, we'll find each other. All right, but don't take too long. You're not the only tasty morsel around here.
Thank you. Come now. This is a night for celebration, not suspicion. I thank you for seeking me out. Amidst all this merriment, I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to speak this evening. I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to make merry. Just the two of us. As they say in Waterdeep, in wine there is truth. That's usually followed by, in water there is good sense. Good sense will have to wait till the morrow. We shared a romantic moment of the mind while cloaked in the weave, didn't we? And I seem to recall a fond allusion to that moment afterwards. Allow me to make the following proposition. There's a book that circulates in Orm, detailing the first 1,000 nights of a newlywed king and queen. They turned everything they did into an art. The art of conversation. The art of taste. Time-honored and newly acquired. The art of the body. The exploration and acceptance of the self and the other. The art of the night itself. I say we take a page from their book. I'm many things, but coy's not one of them. What do you say? That's because I'm full of delights. We'll let the night run its course, and when everything is quieting down, safe in the arms of sleep, I'll come by to find safety in yours.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits. I saw you with Gale. You two looked cozy. Far be it from me to judge. Blood must still be running a little hot after everything. Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for? Exactly right. Never gave them much thought. Certainly not that bunch in the grove. Yet we came through for them. We saved their lives. Odd. That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me? As you like. Try not to tire yourself out too much.
There she is, the woman herself. Let us raise a glass to freedom from tyranny. May we hew a clear path for the downtrodden to travel. To you, a legend in the making. And to you and Gale, may your stars burn ever bright. And if I were? It's a good thing I'm not jealous then. Go off, have your fun. I've got a tankard keeping me company.
I have seen the Kithraki tear a screaming Nyogi's legs from its belly to fashion into blades, yet they could not match your nerve today. It was enough to drive me to madness. A pity for us you have promised your body to Gale. I've no doubt he's as seductive as he is succinct. Vlaakith demands of me no less. If only I might lay claim to my proper trophy. Come morning, you will wonder. You will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt. Oh, but do enjoy yourself this night. I intend to myself. Will looks particularly tempting.
Do you mind? I'm very busy. Are you now? Well, lucky him. Thank you so much for telling me. Now please do piss off.
There's promise in patience, I assure you. Let the night run its course so that we can run ours as well.
The buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. Though you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone. With whom will you share a bed? Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
I love this time of night. There's almost a reverent silence that accompanies the peak of darkness. You'd almost believe the dawn will never break. You understand it then? The timelessness of lovers. That most beautiful of fantasies. Almost. Now it's real. Isn't that what tonight is all about? So promising a phrase. Good morning. Looks like the dawn broke after all. So much for the timelessness of lovers. It's all right. You look even more beautiful in the light. How wonderful it was to break its reverent silence. I know we have to get moving again soon, but before we part, I'd like to tell you something. I'd like to tell you a story. I owe you as much. It's a story full of answers long overdue. It is the story of a man who fell in love with a goddess. I couldn't do it before. I couldn't ruin the chance for us to happen. You were there. How could I say no to you? Please, just listen. You can judge me after you've heard my story. That much I certainly deserve. Very well. plain version it is. I am what one might call a wizard prodigy, who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it like a virtuoso. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of Mystra herself. I soon fell in love with her, and she returned my affections. If it makes you feel any better, the affair didn't last very long. Before long, Mystra tired of me. What was I, after all, but a mortal plaything in sacred hands? You have to realize I was heartbroken. I was a young man. She was my first love. I thought it would last forever. I vowed to win her back. Of course, one has to think big if one seeks to win back a goddess. So I thought big. In a manner of speaking, but it was something rather different than a ring he sought as a gift. Suffice to say, I obtained an obscure and ancient book that had locked away inside a much coveted prize. It was a fragment of primal weave locked out of time, locked away from Mystra herself. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? So it goes with Wizards of Waterdeep. It is a city filled with the most obscure arcana. He obtained the book and took it into his study. As for what happened next, here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in. Into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, then suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws. It's unstoppable as it digs through you and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
I didn't sleep with the monster, despite the tadpole in your head. We are none of us monsters. We are merely hatcheries for monstrous things. So we fight them. This netherese taint, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as it absorbs weave, it remains stable, to an extent. The moment it becomes unstable, however, it will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. Perhaps that is what I deserve. But you deserve no such thing. To kill me is to unleash the orb. I understand your anger, I do, but after all we've been through, after the night we spent together, surely we can brave even this side by side. That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. I don't know what I did to deserve the magic that you do. Many challenges lie ahead, but in this moment I believe nothing to be insurmountable. The road awaits. Shall we? Or do you have questions for me? The orb was kept safe and inert in a pocket of astral plane, suspended in time. If I can somehow manage to expel it from my body while in the astral plane, it will be rendered inert again. Alternatively, I could learn to control its chaotic magic. That is, to succeed where I failed before. Without Mistra's favor, I don't see how that may come to pass. Of course, there could be different answers as well. Faerun brims with more magic than any one wizard could fathom, let alone comprehend. Who knows what outlandish solutions may yet present themselves. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. She's my muse still, the embodiment of magic. But the embodiment of love? Only if we ever meet again will I know. You don't. And a great compliment that is too. You are unique in your own right, and just as incomparable. Here's to us, and to brand new adventures.
I trust you celebrated most heartily. Curious. I wonder if the tadpole shares in your suffering the morning after. I'm glad to hear it. You'll need fortitude for what's to come. I promised to help you with your infection. There's cause for hope, but it's complicated. Some form of magic is arresting the ceremorphosis process, while still granting you certain benefits. Your ability to read each other's thoughts, for instance. Magic such as this doesn't arise naturally. Someone is pulling the strings, someone of great power. If you wish to cure your infection, you must find them. These absolute wretches are rallied at Moonrise Towers, farther along the Chionthar. Whoever is behind this magic must be there. You must go there. The journey will be perilous, but it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger. What were you expecting? That I'd mumble a spell or whip out a potion? I won't be held accountable just because you're naive enough to expect easy answers. Now, allow me to get to the towers. You'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or cutting through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel leading from the Temple of Selûne right down into the Underdark and beyond. The entrance is hidden somewhere in the temple ruins. Aradin and his lot thought they'd find fortune down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song, but I think there's more. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorn managed to rally a whole army of dark justices in a secret stronghold deep in the Underdark. From there, his forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers in secret. But Ketheric was defeated before he could launch an attack from the Underdark. Ketheric took his secrets with him to the grave. You'd need a veritable underground city to conceal the force he mustered. Yet none has ever been found. If you find it, I'll wager it'll reveal a route all the way to Moonrise Towers, bypassing the worst of the Shadow Curse. Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. Unfinished business. It seems our fates have aligned. I advise you start in the Temple of Selûne. If you find the Dark Justiciar's hidden entrance, it could lead you all the way to Moonrise. May Sylvanus guide us.
What's on your mind? If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. I cherish you. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls. A night to remember. It was wonderful, wasn't it? Before we go on, though, do first let me apologize. To share such a night with you only to tell you of a previous lover the next morning. It wasn't the most gentlemanlike behavior, but I had to finally tell you. Silence would have been far worse behavior still. Nevertheless, I am sorry. One shouldn't be all gentlemen. We certainly wouldn't have done some of the things we did the other night. But you first approached me about the other night. What was it you wanted to tell me? There's the magic word.